And hopefully I didn't spend any of that stuff yet. I don't think I did. But hey, you never know. So, away teams. This is where we're going to start. Yep, I did already spend a little bit of that. Oh no, this was old materials. I just did this one. I didn't spend any of the new materials yet. Woohoo! Yay me! So this is your new away team tree. Remember what it used to look like, where it just had all of these things and they were sort of just little branches? Well, we just got about, I don't know, 40 or 50 or so brand new priority missions that all got bumped. All of your old away team stuff is now down here running across the bottom and the back of it. So you can still finish these up if you want. But you've got two paths here, the top and the middle path. The top, we're starting with upgrading officer stats until you get to Apex Shred. Then the ability to unlock uncommon priority assignments. And then you're starting to get some of these efficiencies. Shard cost efficiency and unlocks and promotions for all officers in the Deep Space Nine group. So all of your Deep Space Nine officers, not only when you get shards for them, will it pay you out more, or actually, I'm sorry, let me just stop that for a second. Let me back that up. It's actually not paying you out more. It's just making them all cheaper to unlock and to upgrade. So the shard cost that you need. So if you know Cisco takes 800 shards, we'll say to max out, and I starts doing this upgrade thing, I can cut that by 150%. So he would cost about 400, 300 shards maybe to do that final tier instead of 800. That's a pretty big bonus to upgrade older officer groups. And then you've got missions here that just give you shards for those officers. Here's some Miles shards, here's some Benny Cisco shards. And the same thing throughout some of the other ones. Here's your lower decks crew gets cheaper to upgrade. Your Enterprise E crew gets cheaper to upgrade. Here's some officer shards for Janeway and Chapel and those people. Going down to the middle group. Now you've got a Voyager one, a Strange New Worlds. So all of these groups, Borg crew from Unimatrix 12. That's all of your older Borg officers. Borg Queen and all those people. They're all getting cheaper to upgrade. Your Ferengi group with Rom and Quark, all getting cheaper to upgrade. So this is what they meant when they said that officer acquisition and leveling up was going to be a lot better going forward. Once you work your way through this tree, you're going to have the ability to upgrade and max out these officers at substantially reduced costs. Now, a lot of us may have already maxed out many of these officers, but this is very beneficial for newer players to the game to really help them catch up. And I like it. I think it's a good mechanic. This also unlocks you a new daily gift. That's a good one. Way out here, and I think there's another one. No, that's not good. And then some of these other earlier ones also give you more ship XP, give you more officer XP, give you more materials than they normally previously would have. So there's a lot going on here, but the thing to start with first is right here. It says priority one assignments. That'll get you the ability to start doing your first brand new away team assignments. And I have to say, these away team assignments are much harder than the previous ones. So not only do many of them have a specific officer requirement that they want you to use, but also the stats involved to get to 100% are incredibly high. So first off, this one has a required officer, right? I have to use Pond. Well, Pond's an officer I never use for anything. So he's got low stats and doesn't have any traits unlocked. So if I wanted to actually use him for this, I'm most likely coming over here and clicking off some trait XP to actually get him the right skills. Now, granted, spending that XP helps me with the events, so that's a good thing. But if he doesn't have the stats to back it up, you can see he's only tier 2. And I have an 18% chance with just him. So now I have to find some officers. Also, by the way, we've got some new skills, passionate and disciplined. These are so far only on newer officers or possibly even officers that we haven't seen yet. So the best I can do is a 10% crit chance on this one. Probably not going to get a critical. It means I'm not getting those Kira shards. This might almost be worth re-rolling. It's 6-star uncommon gas and it's 1200 of these metals. Let's see what we can do as far as defense goes. We need big stats here, right? So we take Grush and 5 of 11. That gets me to 90%. Oh, and it jumps my crit rate up to 58%. Okay, well that's better. But 90% is not ideal. And that's most likely because Pawn here is underdeveloped. And I don't think for defense I can get anybody higher than that. Like if it was Marcus, no. Marcus isn't going to be higher than Grush either. No. Kirk's about the same. Okay. All right, so we'll take our chances with this one. And we're going to cross our fingers and hope. Now it's 4 days, but fortunately it's not. Oh, I was going to say, fortunately they're not Sigma speedups, but in this case it actually is Sigma speedups. Well, that's a bummer. So basically we're going to use up all of these. That's no fun. All right, let's see how it went. Well, we were successful. So we got 1200 of the Pioneer's crests. That'll let me do more research. Then we come back and we get the next mission, which doesn't have a specific officer requirement. So this one we like better. This is only a common one. But at least it gives me the opportunity to use 3 officers that I might have more success with. And we're talking about health. %92 there. Okay. It's also 92 still. Ronbo, thanks for the follow. One of the new missions requires you to complete an away team assignment. Okay. Well, I'm just going to queue this one up and then let it go. All right, so I guess we'll take Fluffy. And I'll take 6 of 11 here, I guess. And we'll go 92% chance on that one. That's the last one I can do anyway, because I don't have enough of these planetary things. But we finished up our first event. That was this one. That one's done. We're also ranked on this. Now we did get a little bit of that blue currency. And that's what we would spend over here in our away team. I'm personally going to go work on the top half first. The priority crest one, you're like, oh, look, this is efficiency. That would be great. It's 1%, right? This costs 1,000. If I take 1% off that, oh no, I just saved 10. Like, is that really helping me? When you look at some of these other, I mean, I guess when they cost more and they cost 10,000 and whatever else the other ones cost, maybe that 1% does make the difference. I mean, eventually you can scale it up and get a 5% reduction. So maybe the smart move would be to do this. Just get the efficiencies done to make everything else and the rest of the tree cheaper. You'll probably save it over the long run. All right, fine. I talked myself into it. Denver would rather just ignore the crit chances. On the ones that you can, where you're not required to take a specific officer, I can see doing that. That would make a valid argument there. Now this is research, so I can use regular speed ups for that. It's not a Sigma requirement or anything. It's okay. I'm working on it. So let's get this done. It's only 3 days. All right, now level 2 costs almost 5,000, so that's going to take a little while to get done, but I mean, hey, we just saved a little bit, I guess, for some of the other ones. All right. The other things to take note of, your away team store. So you have daily gifts. It starts with 5 here. There's a daily gift, there's a Sigma gift. These have some of the new planetary things and speed ups available to you. There are also some new claims in here for how you can use your new blue currency if you want. Rare tactical cores. Some of you have been desperately looking for those to get above 50. This could be a way, instead of doing research, you'd have to sacrifice. I don't need any of these materials, but if you were in a position where you did, I could see perhaps doing this to get some rare tactical cores so you could get the ACC to 50 to then get past that ops gate. That would be a way to do it. Also in here, you have bundles for Federation faction credits and stuff, and other messages to do additional claims. And then there's also this standard assignment booster. This one is also a daily claim, I believe, that gives you additional speed ups and things. So I get basic rewards, plus I get some of the Sigma speed ups as well. And then I have the opportunity to come in here and use my additional materials if I wanted to now. This is how I could eventually recruit G5 and G6 specialty ships. You can also get G4 and G3 specialty ships with this new currency. I don't know what the conversion rate is. 500 per one blueprint. Get the hell out of here. But hey, it's available. It's an option. It's on the table. And then your old away team store is still here. So that's still an option for you as well. Now, the new Augment store also has a whole bunch of new stuff related to it, which is where we're going to head to next. So you've got, this is the hostile loop. We'll get to that in a second. Here's your planetary charts. You kill your hostiles, you get your new loot. You can come in here and you can do these turn-ins, and it's a steep upgrade cost. But I can get 250 charts along with the one refresh and some extra away team speed ups for 500 common materials. So we'll go ahead and take that. And that's the way to sort of source these. This has a daily cooldown. This is where you would turn in all of this stuff. And again, you're getting speed ups, you're getting turn-ins. You're going to get to the point where you're going to have to wait and let this kind of run. You can do your daily cooldown. If I wanted to speed this up right now, I guess I could. Do I have enough to do another one now? I think I do. So we can do a 1 day. There's another 1 day. Yeah, I think I have just enough. No, actually I don't. Oh, I have just enough. Yep, we're using all of them. That just gave me, I hit the crit on it. Look at that. And I didn't even need to because Changeling Kira is maxed. And then we're coming over here. We've got the same thing with O'Brien. Now that's G6 Epic Explorer or Rare Explorer parts. That's pretty good. But this one is just straight defense. So if I were to just go with straight defense and just let's take 3 officers I don't necessarily use as much. Oh, it's calculating. 95% if I do it that way. I give up 5 of 11. I can get to 98%. If I give up Grush, I can get over 100%. And this seems like a good thing to go with. Still have a 10% chance to crit. My Khan has not learned Mastermind. if he had, he might also be somebody I could put in here. It gets me to 96. Perceptive, I think, is just like Troy and, yeah, a few other people. Okay. So let's do that. And this one we're going to have to let run for a couple of days. Sucks to have those officers tied up like that, but we're going to let it go. Now I can come back and look at some more research. Can't do this one to make the efficiency cheaper because it's pretty expensive. But I can start on some of these. And we can move our way through this little tree here. Because there's something that I do want to try and get to. And it's the Apex Shred. Because that just always helps. This also just boosts all officer stats, which is always nice. Get your ship values up higher. This one also costs about 4,000, so we're not quite there yet. It's only 5%. I should have looked at the values, but Apex Shred is Apex Shred, but it's players, hostiles, and armadas, which is nice. And then after that is where you get to the uncommon assignments too. So that's the first part of this whole mechanic here with the actual away teams, how the away team assignments work, how that part of the mechanic works, and where we go from there.